It's a weird coincidence.
Fuck coincidences, I don't believe in them. There's something off about you, Morgan. I should have seen it before. The fake smile, the donuts. You don't even walk like a normal person. You glide like a fucking lizard on ice. It's all a fucking act. And I ain't buying it.
I think you're overreacting.
You're hiding something. And one day I'm gonna figure out what it is.
So I was looking around for material to add to my videos to make a point, and there was something that I discovered that it was oddly suspicious. If you scroll through the Warhammer page, most of the 2020 and before trailers and model reveals, there should be roughly here, and yet nothing. Like not even the specific painting tutorials are there either. Then I tried to go to Warhammer community and use the search bar or find anything related to the event whatsoever, and nothing. Fuck, I even went on Twitch. I went, through the old videos, and I was like, surely there might be some, live streams during that time, and no. For some reason, anything that was related around the period of 2020, or maybe before that, was deleted. The only way I can find them is scraping them from the internet. The most obvious one was from LFS, did a little meme and all that, but I can only find that one video that was in the description, and it was unlisted. And then I remembered, about 6 years ago, back in 2020, Varric did a stream of a Warhammer preview in 2020, and I was like, okay, surely that will help me, right? No. This motherfucker, he's like, check the stream and look what I have. A motherfucker hiding his stream videos. What are you hiding, Varric? What the fuck are you hiding? Don't worry, guys. My old self back in 2020 that did a post on Twitter, which would help. Yes, I have Twitter. No, I don't use it that much other than just to post my video uploads. Here's a nice clip of it, and you should watch this because it's very, very important.
Dude, my nipples are like erect at the moment for these reveals. I can't wait.
Across 1,000 worlds, fight for our survival.
Yeah, absolutely. So we started off the day with the new cinematic trailer for Warhammer 40,000. Absolutely spine-tinglingly awesome. It's
that is
we've never seen before.
Is that
very
okay?
excited
This,
over again. Just, it's great.
Baby. Oh, here we go.
Like we might have.
Here we go. This has to be it. This has to be the Silent King. Is it it? This is him. What the fuck is that thing? Is that Satan? That's a Satan. Oh, you absolute blue ballers. Really? 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 Oh my god. Oh, you absolute blue balled me. You absolutely blue balled me to Kingdom Come. You absolute cockwombles. You bastards. You bastards. Absolutely did me. They did me, lads. They did us all. They did us. You blue balling bastards. That was naughty. That was naughty. That was naughty.
You're welcome. My video editing was peak back then. It made me the man that I am now. So what's wrong with that clip? What's wrong with the stream, Valrak? Can't you bring it back? Damn, you can't? Oh, how convenient. Weirdly, Janovich doesn't have some videos back then when talking about the animation purge from GW in 2020. That's interesting, because I thought he would have had it back then. But it's not. What the fuck is going on? Like, the animation purge was such a big talking point back in the day about almost everything. And now when I do research and all that, I can barely find anything talking about it. What the fuck? Like, this is the only thing that I can find on the internet across and that gives the exact thing that I'm looking for. And somehow the rest of the content on YouTube and anywhere else is being suspiciously taken off. Huh?
Where are we?
Another way I managed to find was to do a thing called wordplay and find this.
Lord Cole, you can't just solve all of our problems by making more Primaris Space Marines.
The hell I can't.
But for some reason, it's not on the official Warhammer YouTube channel, just like many others. For some reason, I cannot find the Necron video with that art style. And I know exactly what happened? Okay, there was a Necron warrior entering the throne room telling the tired Necron Lord that the enemies are back, while the Necron Lord is holding like a coffee mug and he is just like sighing and shit. He's like, ugh, fine. Send in the destroyers. And then afterwards, it shows like the model range of destroyers from the Necrons because they were having a Necron refresh. But for some reason, I can't fucking find it. Where are they? Now, the whole point that I'm showing this, I'm showing my research and struggling for some reason to find almost anything. And it's that Games Workshop wants you to forget of the past, not just in novels, not in codexes, models, but even in trailers and Warhammer previews that happened specifically in 2020, and only focus what is in the future with the new products because that's what it matters now. Who would have thought? Like, honestly, think about it. If you remove the material that you did back in 2020 and even before that, especially with the animation purge, then you get newcomers to come into the hobby, and if they try to backtrack any 40k material, they can't find it, so they're just basing it off what they can see and what they know, basically what we have now. It will also make sense why current 40k fans are so fucking stupid, and GW can manipulate their lore to their advantage because the majority won't be able to access old material or they just wouldn't care. How convenient.
It's a weird coincidence.
Fuck coincidences, I don't believe in them.
If you were a new 40k fan, the only way to find and access the older 40k material is somehow already knowing those previous events and try somehow find them and somehow understand and knowing what the fuck is going on and somehow by knowing someone who knows something. Too much effort. Might as well go and buy $100 5 plastic miniature models than to get a 3D printer and have them cheap in the long term and only focus on the present, since this is the true grimdark experience that I've ever had. You see how it breaks down? For GW to purposefully make it difficult for those who appreciate and enjoy the past material but can't really because GW said nah for allowing fans to show old material. Obviously, some would argue and say, go to Discord or Telegram, some private places you can get for yourself. Here's the problem again. If you are new and have zero connections, you find nothing on the internet. That does not work in any capacity because it's vague as fuck. Like, let's give a list of what's not on the internet and you have to do like some deep research on it or just find it into the black market, quote unquote. For models like 3D Codes and My Mini Factory, you will barely find old models, and if you do by any chance, they are most likely having errors and they are unsupported. For codexes and novels, they are almost like non-existent. You will be lucky to find a guy that has a whole collection in before GW wiped off the floor of certain websites and just put it like a banhammer over. Like, good luck to even find a specific book that you're looking for. Now, the only thing that seems not to be removed or hidden too much is the comics and video games. But let's be honest, 40k games are just mid and trash, and so don't comment on that other than Dawn of War is the only good game in my books. Comics, you can find some old and new ones, but if there's anything specific, you might have to do some deep dive research. The last two I mentioned are kind of a moot point for this topic, but I just wanted to list them as for an option if someone wants to have a look at it. So I sit on my chair and I'm just trying to figure out as to why GW would remove such old material even as recent like 2020. For some reason, specifically in 2020, they had to remove so much stuff from it. Even though it was introducing new Primaris models, it was bringing the Necron refresh, and it was talking about the animations and all that shit, right? But they were just getting removed. Now, some argued it could have been just be like, oh, they removed the old stuff and focused on the new because corporate thinking, because it doesn't sell, and etc. I don't buy it. The reason is because I think they want to remove anything from 2020 and before, and it's mainly they want to detach themselves from the past, whether from shame or they want to make you forget that anything happened at all and post a tweet that XYZ topic has always been a thing. What are you talking about? I'll stretch it even further. All right, fellas, tinfoil hats on this one, boys. After the Femstories incident, GW decided to remove its old content, so whenever they want to make a drastic decision, no one is going to have an issue with it because they don't really understand it or know why it is a problem in the first place. and anything that is old doesn't count because it's apparently not canon or valid anymore. Interesting, isn't it? Like, remember, since when there was a company in this day and age that would do things from the goodness of their hearts? GW is no different than Nintendo. They want you to forget the old stuff. And whenever there's some genuine fans that want to show the old material where GW doesn't sell anymore, whether it be books or model-wise, GW said, I'll do my own thing and delete such content around on the internet. Now, here's the thing though. We got the core issue with this problem, and as always have been the case, it's the 40k fans' fault. Since when it wasn't 40k's fans' fault? Then again, you get 40k channels, VTubers, Bricky, and so much more that I can list, but you get the fucking idea. Like, think for this for a moment. How the fuck did no one notice this until I brought this up? Was this because they had enough with 40k, or they didn't want to be controversial and being in a drama, quote unquote? Fucking pussy. Or they want to fence it and pretend that this never happened. Honestly, I wish I knew the answer on this one, but it's weird that nobody mentioned about this at all. Unlike my female custodies joke of the video that I did, this video you're watching is a less shitposting and far more legit. So not only you have GW deliberately, and some 40k channels might have done the same, removing the past like nothing ever happened. Any slight of fan content or revealing some old past material online would just get smacked across the earth. So for you, as a 40k fan, how many fucking times are you gonna get it from that dense head of yours that GW doesn't want you in the relationship? GW found someone else called shareholders. You lost, take the L, and move on! Listen to me, boy. The longer you stay, the more simple you've become. Don't be rude, Varric. Don't take that path, boy! This is why I don't currently encourage people to get into Warhammer 40k, because you will spend time and money and then later on you will just regret it. Plus, the more you learn, the worse it gets. It gets so bad to the point that 40k is not what is advertised and its lore has no canon. How can it be canon if GW just makes whatever they want? Especially from Warhammer's For Everyone post. There are dozens and dozens of alternatives you can find and play for your enjoyment, from emulators, websites that preserve the old material you can enjoy, and they're most likely free, while saving on your local device and have it as long as you want, and of course 3D printing, as you know it, buddy, purely superior than anything else. But then again, we're back to the same issue I mentioned earlier, 40k fans. They're like the one game player. As you can tell, they only play one game for their whole life and nothing else. They are dense and they will try to make any excuse of how it's not worth it, this is some doomerous shit, why sticking to 40k has some good effects and etc. Which you can bunch all that together from addiction and sunken cost fallacy. There's more that are equally valid, but those are some of the main ones. At that point, you can't reason with the unreasonable because it's based on emotion and parasocial attachment than a logical one. This is what 40k fans are responsible of. Keeping 40k's corpse alive and tolerate things that shouldn't be there in the first place. They still buy GW products, whether directly or indirectly, even though they may be against it, while relying on YouTubers or someone else to tell them about the lore, which might have been exaggerated or worse, lied. GW might have done all these things, but yet again, 40k fans just tolerate it, or just don't care and let things happen because apparently it's going for the better, right? GW is going mainstream, so the more popular it is, the more famous it gets, and just shows that product is just good, right? There's a reason that many YouTubers leave 40k and some don't. And some of them have a more potential being paid by GW themselves than the ones that wanted to take a different path and just wanted to enjoy. Remember, in the 3rd edition codex, which the new fans don't have, suck it, I'll lay out a quote here. The rewards of tolerance are treachery and betrayal. Anyways, I will leave it here in this video and thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye, my brothers, and take care.
I keep falling.